All right, hang tight. Hello, Jenny. Okay. Hold on. How do we bring you on now? Hang on 1 minute. We're bringing on...
Waiting for Sarah to join us. Hello, everybody who's joining. Oh, you're there! Hello. Okay, I figured it out. Woo! Thank goodness. Okay, fantastic. Hello, Kupaglas. Hello, Patty Barr. Hi, Khani. Hello, everybody who's coming on. I am Eliza Ben Shalom. I am known as the Marriage-Minded Mentor, and I work as a dating and relationship coach. And this is...
Hi, I'm Sarah Kupfer. I am known as JWed. And we are both here on JWed's page. Eliza, do you want to tell them? Do you want to tell them the exciting news that JWed is letting us share?
Yes, super exciting. So JWed just launched their video dating app on the phone, and they did, 1.0, the first release. They got feedback, and they are modifying it and making a 2.0. So that means that you can go straight to a video date. You don't have to give anybody your phone number. You don't have to make a Zoom session. You can just do it straight from your phone.
But it won't be like, some person randomly calls you and totally throws you off guard. You'll be able to schedule that video day through the app, through JWed, and then just also video date right over there, which is really cool.
Right. It's awesome. We're so excited.
Coming soon to a phone or computer near you.
Phone. It said it's a mobile. You got to use your mobile.
It's a mobile app?
Yep. You got to use your mobile. Yep. Awesome. Okay, great. So we are here tonight because everybody's got dating questions. There is so much going on in the virtual dating land. I feel like it's like Candyland 2.0. It's like dating 2.0. It's like a whole new world, and everybody is kind of flipping out and a little bit confused. And I had a question recently from somebody who said, Eliza, oh, hey, we went on this virtual date. We went on a first date, a second date, a third date, and we did video. We did phone first, then we did video, and like, now what? What do we do? And how do we progress this? And how do we build this virtual relationship? And we're starting to try to figure out how to help people navigate through this whole process. And so we're trying to, on one hand, normalize it as much as possible, bring in dating games and things like that, and activities. And then we're trying to change it up. Like, well, what if you went to a virtual museum together? Or what were some of our other ideas, Sarah? We had a whole list of...
The only one that comes to mind every time is the Netflix party that you don't like. Every time.
Okay.
Netflix party.
Okay, so Sarah loves this concept, and I am not a fan.
Which I have not actually tried yet, because my fiance is Israeli and speaks Hebrew, and I'm American and Canadian and speak English, so...
Watch one with subtitles. You need a movie with subtitles.
Yeah, but I guess Netflix does have Hebrew subtitles, but we need to find a movie that's available in a language that we both understand. We just haven't gotten there yet.
Exactly. Okay, so we have a few ideas, and we're going to be sharing lots of thoughts about dating, and basically we're going to be on for a half hour, and you can ask us anything. This is an AMA, Ask Me Anything, and we're going to be here to answer the questions and try to move through this and try to give you some information. Whatever is going on in your dating world, whether you started dating before Corona, or you're dating only now since Corona, or you stopped dating and you're on a break and something's going on, what's going on for you in your dating world? What questions do you have? Pop them in the comment section below. Let us know. We want to answer the questions that you have, and we want to work with you guys through this process. And whatever you're thinking and asking, probably there's another 100 people that are thinking the same thing, or 1,000 people. 100. So it's really important that we get this out there, because a lot of people need to know this information.
I also want to just add for a second, I realized I introduced myself, but I did not say why I was here.
Why are you here? Tell us about that.
So I am JWed, and I empower Jewish women through body positive and weight neutral health. And Eliza has brought me onto her team as her marketing Jewess, as she has dubbed me. So I get to do the really fun part of helping her develop her amazing programs like Dating Detox, Daters Academy, and some of her marketing content. So I get to do these fun lives with her and
Awesome.
say nice things. Oh, and also she was my dating coach.
Right.
And there's no way I would have gotten engaged without her. I recently got engaged, so yeah, I'm a little biased, but like I feel like that's fairly biased. So I'm going to be here to help just move the conversation along, keep track of the questions and comments, and yeah,
Great.
just like have another face for you to look at so you don't get bored of Eliza.
Okay, so I see a question rolled in. You see?
Yeah, so we
okay,
have a question. Do you think it's better to have short conversations every day or talk every so often for a longer conversation?
Good question. So previous to this time period, if people were dating online or through the phone, I would tell you to have a longer conversation and have it every 2 days, every 3 days, space it out a little bit, and as you're building a relationship in the beginning, you want a little bit of a connection, but you don't want smothering where I feel obligated to talk to you or I don't feel like talking to you right now. And there needs to be a little bit of this give and take so that I kind of want, I wish, I can't wait for us to talk. I would much rather see a little bit longer, a little more in depth, just so you can get things moving and a little momentum. If you have these like short blips of conversation, it always feels like you're going in, you just get to a point where you're like, oh, we're getting closer, and then like you pull back, and it's like so not emotionally deep. It's just not enough. So I would love to see a little bit longer conversations. When I say longer, I'd rather you have an hour conversation than a 20-minute conversation. And as things progress, you could be on the phone for even longer than that, or the video.
So basically, would you say we're like trying as much as possible to mimic traditional dating to whatever extent we can?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
I think so. I mean, again, you're mimicking traditional dating, but traditional dating through long distance. So I saw an article recently of a guy who had this amazing story. I don't know who else saw this. You can give me like a thumbs up if you saw this. This guy who took a drone and he flew it across the street to the apartment building where this girl was sitting, and he sent her a message, and then, like they went on this virtual date where he was like literally in this bubble. Did anybody see that? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
I just saw that you posted it. I didn't get a chance to read it yet.
It's outrageous. But he started to build this relationship with somebody, and he said, like, I'm dating long distance the girl across the street, so
that's insane.
Right?
That's insane.
But when you think about it, long distance dating, and most people that, let's just say, would be across the country, we would date differently than if you were dating in person. So if you were dating in person, I would tell you to you see each other every couple of days, you get the momentum going. Long distance, sometimes you do stay on the phone or the video a little bit longer, and sometimes it's more frequent, and then sometimes you go a little bit longer and it's less frequent because it's distance, because we can't always make the timing work. But right now, a lot of people, not the essential workers, everybody except the essential workers are dating right now. So if you really want to date by the way, if you want to date a doctor, just go on a dating hold. Do not date doctors right now unless you already started with them. They are really, really busy doing other things, saving lives, and it's not a great time for doctors. But for the non-essential workers, it is a great time to be dating. A lot of people
I think dating. Jessica said she actually saw what you were talking about.
That's great. It's such a good story, wasn't it?
I just want to say really quickly, Ben had a great question. How can you tell people about this live? If you're on this live and you know of a friend who is also single and could benefit from hearing this information, I think, I've never done this, but I think that little share button next to the comment section, there's a little share. If you just hit share and send it to them, I think it'll send the live to them.
Which one? The question mark one or the person one? I don't want to press it. I don't want to mess up the live.
What are you looking at?
Oh, maybe I have different
features. Might look differently for you. We have a little share button right next. It says comment, share, and then there's all the filters. Ooh, I have filters. Can I please be distracting for a minute?
Yeah, go for it. Oh, that's
hearts, Elisa. It's all hearts.
That's so cute. Well done.
Okay. Yes, it's the lower right triangle is the share button. Again, just a reminder, if you have any questions about specifically about video dating during this Corona craziness, as I've been calling it, drop them in the comment section. Aliza, can they ask you any dating question?
Yeah.
Okay,
Anything.
let's open it up to
anything dating. It doesn't have to be Corona related. Why do we need to stick to that? Let's just hear about dating and what's going on in your world and what you need support with and anything. Are you in a relationship? Are you trying to make it work? Oh, you're black and white now with really long lashes. I love your lashes, Sarah. You look fantastic. You're adorable.
Okay, we have a question. Should we be having more conversations during Pesach or give them space during a time meant for family? Should we be having more conversations during Pesach or should we give them space during a time that's meant for family?
Interesting. So not most, I've heard a lot of people are not necessarily going to be with family. You know, planes, trains, automobiles, people are just not traveling as much and they're not looking to be together. Everybody's kind of just whatever house you live in, that's where you stay. And if you don't live with your family, then you're not necessarily going to be with them. So normally I would say, yeah, temporary insanity around Passover. It's just like a nutso time and back off. But I would actually say that it might be nice. People might be lonely or they might have more free time and availability. Yeah. And I would just ask them. I would just say, does this work for you?
I totally agree. I have so many friends right now who are making their own Seder for One, which, by the way, Aliza just published an article today called Seder for One. So if you are making a Seder for One, you should definitely check it out. It's on aish.com, right?
Yep.
aish.com. And there are some really good tips.
Yep.
And I was about to say something else and I'm blanking. So you can continue. Oh, I was just going to say that singles so some singles are alone, but then even the singles who are with their family, I guarantee you, with nowhere to go and
they want
distraction. They could use a distraction.
Totally.
Yeah, I wouldn't
They're
worry
like,
about
I'm sorry, I have this important call that I have to take. I'll step out for a little bit.
Yeah, make it like your Halamoy trip to the porch. I feel like that never gets old.
It's funny, still funny. Okay, great. So that's good. Dating wise, what else is going on? Who's dealing with dating stuff? Anybody? Is there no dating going on? Is anybody on an intentional dating break or doing a dating detox and just totally like, hey, you know, I'm on here and I'm learning about dating or I'm thinking about dating, but I'm just backing off of the actual doing it? Because that's not a bad idea. It's actually a really great time to, if you're wanting to take a break, this time right now is an easy time to take a break. It's also a fantastic time to spruce up your dating profile, right? Like go on JWed and change up what you normally say, change your photos. You know, you have to like have a new fresh look, something different. You're home. You've got time to take tons and tons of selfies and we don't even care if you're wearing pajama bottoms. It totally doesn't matter, right? You can just take, you know, from here up or from here up and spruce up your profile. Every time you put a new face on, by the way, a new photo, you look like a new person online. So if somebody's been swiping through or clicking through or looking and seeing all those little images and then they see yours and it doesn't look like what it looked before, it's like a double take or you look like a new face to them. So you're going to get more people browsing through it. I anyway tell my singles to do this every 60 to 90 days, change up your photos. For people who don't take a good photo or don't like themselves in a photo or don't like whatever feature, and it's difficult for you to get a photo, if you have 2, 3, or 4 photos, just rotate a new one to be your primary photo. That's a way of like getting around it without having to take new photos.
That's smart. That's smart.
You gotta, like,
I love the idea of video dating, but I would like to hear. I remember hearing you say several times in the past that the best thing to do if you want to get married is to stop dating. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so it's actually a chapter in my book. I have a book out. It's called Get Real, Get Married.
Wait, we're on here with JWed. We need to like tie this in. So at the end, just say, but stick with JWed.
Of course. So I have said in the past, so let's just say this, for anybody who has stopped dating, okay? So I've told people the quickest way to get married is to stop dating. And the reason is
I did it.
So that you can fill in the blank. This is like Mad Libs, right? Quickest way to get married is to stop dating so that you can, what? What do you need to do? What do you need to change? What do you need to fix? What do you need to work on in your life? Whatever that is, spend time doing it. You could spend a day, a week, a month. It doesn't matter how long. Whatever it is, just do it and then be done. And then come back to dating fresh and new. So I know a lot of people have been on a dating pause for a while. And right now they're like, Aliza, I'm coming back to dating. And like, what happened to dating? The whole world just went insane and the whole world went live and nobody's in reality anymore. Is this a good time to start dating? And I was like, actually, to be honest, again, other than the doctors and the essential workers, it's a fantastic time to be dating. So like, I don't actually have the statistics from behind the scene, but I am guessing that JWed's numbers and every online database's numbers have doubled, tripled, quadrupled. Like, people have so much more time to actually search for somebody, and it's really fantastic because
people are craving that connection now.
Yeah.
More than ever.
Yeah. And so it's really great. So I think that if you've done these things in your life, then move on, get online. There's a lot of people to meet. If you need a quick dating break, take a dating break and then come back, because JWed's launching their video on the app, and you're going to be able to use it. There's so many new features that are coming about that make online dating so much easier. So it's a really great time to be dating.
Awesome. So someone's saying that they noticed that people who used to be open to long distance dating are more hesitant now because they know that they won't be meeting the person soon in real life. Is that something you've noticed? How do we address that?
A lot of people have said to me, I don't know when I'm going to be meeting them in real life, but I'd still rather look for somebody and find somebody now than not find somebody. So if you are worried about that, like, you got to be in it for the long haul. Right now, I need you to imagine you are somebody who couldn't travel for whatever reason. You're dating somebody long distance, and you have to build this relationship, let's say for the next month, right? Virtually. Can you do that? If you can handle that, then great. This is a great time and a great opportunity. And then when the world reopens and we get to be face-to-face again, then we can start dating.
I wonder also if it might have to do, this question came from Jack's Love and Life, and I wonder, I don't know what your background is, but I wonder if maybe it has a little bit to do with the kind of background that people come from. Like, if someone's used to a shorter dating period, like let's say in the more right-wing communities where they're dating for 3-4 weeks and then they get engaged and there's only 2-3 dates a week, then I can understand someone not necessarily wanting to do this long distance thing. Like, even when I was doing that several years ago, I knew after 2 or 3 dates, if we were interested, one of us would get on a plane. But that's not really an option now. So if that's the kind of community, then I hear it, and I don't know what the answer is. Maybe it is a matter of just waiting.
It's also, if somebody's hesitant to do it, don't get into a relationship with them. It's not ideal. It's really not ideal. Pick somebody else, and there's a lot of people to pick from. Just go swiping through JWed. You will see there's a lot of options now, more than ever, really more than ever.
Yeah. All right. We got a question from Dave Amusements. I just started a virtual relationship a week ago, 2 hours a day at least. What are good things to discuss? Okay,
so 2 hours a day, you guys are getting a lot of connection time. It sounds like there's really something that's happening there. I like to break it down like this: past, present, future. How'd you grow up? Where'd you come from? Like, tell me all your stories from camp and family vacations and all of these memories, anything that's a memory or in your history. It could be interesting. It could be funny. It could be just a little piece of information about you. That's a great place to start. Then we move into like present. And this isn't like 1, 2, 3. They all intermingle, but past and present kind of go together. And you talk about what's going on now for you other than the coronavirus and everything else, like who you are as a person, where you are in the world and life, like what you're doing, what you're passionate about today, not your history anymore, but like now, what drives you. And then as you cover those two topics and you're like, yeah, well, we kind of exhausted that, then we move into what I call the theoretical world of the future, which is what type of a life do you want to lead and what kind of family do you see yourself having? And then people get into how many kids you want to have, if you want to have kids or don't you want to have kids, and where you want to live and what you would want to do, and you know, how would life look together with you, right? These are like my visions. And it's interesting because a lot of people get tripped up over the future and they're like, well, I want this, well, you don't want this, and they're arguing about something that doesn't exist. They're arguing about a potential reality and they're like, oh, well, I would never do that. I mean, I don't know that this could work for us, right? So don't let that trip you up. It should be a sign that maybe you got to look into that, but don't let it totally cut something off for you that has potential.
That's something that that's advice that you gave me while I was dating that I found really helpful. And I think that it's particularly helpful for people who come from totally different backgrounds.
Right.
I mean, we were talking about what school our kids would go to, and we're like, we're so different than we were 3 years ago. Who knows where we'll be in 3 years, forget 5 years, 7 years, like,
right.
Yes,
right.
It could come up as a conversation piece, but we don't have to have everything down pat. There's so much that can change.
Right.
And someone's saying he can't hear anyone.
Oh, it's over there. Okay. I want to grab my water bottle. Hold on. Give me
a second. You may, Elisa.
I can still hear you though because I have my headset on.
So okay, basically, great. I can say whatever I want. Oh, you're back already.
I told you I could hear you.
I know, but like, I don't know. It's not the same as when you can like see.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any other questions coming in? I don't even know where we're at with. At about 10 more minutes. And Eliza would love to answer questions, and I would love to interrupt her. So send in any questions you have about video dating, about regular dating, and I think I have a couple questions that I don't have access to because my internet doesn't work. But can you give us, I know we spoke about the Netflix party and you mentioned one other one, but maybe let's throw out another couple ideas of fun.
So there's different apps that are now out there. There's something that I just learned about that's called House Party, where you can get on a video like this and you can see both of you at the same time. And then there's like a little button in the top of the screen and you can press it and you can play a game together. That's so kind of cute. Fun. It's really cute. You can do
What's it called? House Party?
House Party, and you can do like Pictionary. So it's gonna, like pop up the word bird, and you have to like quickly sketch a word bird, and like see if they can guess it. And yeah, they totally have really cute things there. House Party also means like you could have multiple people on a screen. So if you felt like going on a double date with somebody, with another couple, you could all four be on it.
That's fun.
Yeah, but it might be like a nice way to break it up. Like if you are already dating, or if you're like, I would totally double date with so-and-so and we would introduce you, but I don't know how to do that. You could go onto House Party. You could have four. I think you can have up to 8 people, 4 and 4. So it's.
Ooh. Ben says this sounds like something JWed can add.
Oh, spectacular. Ben,
I'm
it's great.
This.
Go look at House Party.
Wait.
Fun.
Do we get a commission now?
No, it's invented. He's going to add it, silly. But yeah, Mike said this is a hard time. This I think is a really different time, right? Easy, hard. Dating in general. Somebody said to me, they're like, Eliza, I didn't think dating could get any harder. And then this happened, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know how good it was before. Like, there were events happening all over, all the time. You wanted an event, you could go. It was like amazing, 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 like so much happening. And now you see on the event sites, and it's like 3 things, Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. Like your options are Zoom, your options are online dating platforms, JWed, like, you don't have any place to go. So dating is really different. It's difficult in that it's new. And when anything's new, it's hard. It's, all beginnings are difficult. So it's not so easy to just wrap our head around this and make a go of it. People are really trying to figure out, well, where do we go? What can we do? Okay, well, we can play a little bit of a game, but if I don't want to play a game, maybe we can play there's these 36 questions online. You ask questions and you go through deeper, meaningful things, or there's a game online called not online, it's a real game, Perfect Matches, where you like pick out a card and you have questions, or people have those like question books.
Yeah.
Or if you Google, you don't even have to buy a book. Let me just tell you, you don't have to buy a book, a game, or anything. Just Google relationship questions, deepen your relationship questions, 100 questions to ask your partner. Like, come up with anything, put it into Rabbi Google, and it's going to spit out all of this amazing information for you.
Yeah. Don't forget to breathe suggested painting together.
Yeah. Oh, like it.
Which is really nice. My favorite one is, just because I like eating, but dinner together. But this two specific versions that I really like are the cooking. So you're each cooking in your own kitchen. I don't remember if I think that was your idea. And then someone else actually suggested the guy sending over dinner. So like having dinner delivered to the girl's house and then
eating dinner
setting
together.
A little table and eating together. I really like that one.
Really, really sweet idea. Also, for anybody who's a musician, you could play somebody a song, or if you're both musicians, you can pull out your instruments and have a jam session together. That would be really cool.
A lot of people are doing that. I've been hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boggle. Yeah, there's all sorts of good games.
Yeah, so you just have to, like, anything you would do in person, see if there's a way to modify it and do it online, and look for these alternative new ways to date online. And also, if you're out of ideas, again, Google it, ask a friend. There's a lot of people creating new things all the time, and they're just popping up. And so if you're just like blank, you're like, Aliza, like literally, I think of nothing when I think of dating online. I think of boring, You can also talk to anybody who's dated long distance before now and has been experiencing online dating, because they've been going through some of the same things.
Yeah. So Mike has a good question. Huh?
Yeah, somebody said Pictionary, I saw.
Yeah. Mike has a good question that is not specifically video dating related, but I think, unfortunately, with everything that's going on with coronavirus, this might be coming up a little more often than we would like. So I think it's worth addressing. But he mentioned that he just lost his mom, and he wants to know how long should he be waiting, which I think is a good question.
Okay. First of all, Mike, my heart goes out to you. You should be comforted among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem.
Amen. This
Passover marks the 4-year birth of my mom's neshama, of her soul. And it's once you're in the club, like, you don't really know until you're in the club what it means to be in the club. Everybody's parents should live, be healthy and well. But there's like something that happens. I'll just tell you personally, when I lost my mom, I like temporarily checked out. Like, I was living in the world, I was doing all the things that I was doing, but I almost felt like robotic about my behaviors. Like, I did what I did, but I was just in another space. And I told my husband, I said, listen, I'm gonna be on a sabbatical for like, the year of mourning. And he's like, what does that mean, sweetheart? And I was like, I don't know. I think I need a little bit more space and time. I don't know what I need, and I don't know what's coming up next, and I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I just need you to work with me through this. And he said, okay, and he kind of picked up a lot of slack at home, and he stepped up, and a year later, I kind of came out of this fuzziness. Some people snap out of it much quicker. My dad kind of snapped out even faster than that, and he started dating, and he found somebody. And so I don't want to put a time limit on you. At the point where you feel comfortable to be you, that this isn't the only thing that's happening in your brain and your world constantly, that your heart's not crushed over this, that you're just kind of like back in that balancing act of figuring it out, and where you feel you could be open and vulnerable with somebody and talk about it without it, setting you off every moment. I think that it's an okay time. I did have actually a very interesting story. A couple, he had lost they both lost their father. Actually, I was trying to figure out if it was a father or mother. They both had lost their father within about 3 months of each other, and he was maybe at the 6-month mark, and she was maybe only at the 3-month mark. And they started dating, and it was such a deep connection because they were both going through it. They knew it in the moment, and it bonded them so, so closely. So I don't want to give you a time limit. If you need longer, take longer. If I would give yourself not a maximum, but I would want you to get back, like they say, like get back on the horse. Like, okay, at a year, if you're feeling like a little bit, shy, or you don't want to do this just yet, push yourself a little bit. Before a year, you don't have to push yourself if you don't want to. And if you feel ready sooner, don't feel guilty or bad, or, do it in the time that you're feeling comfortable with it.
And if I may add, I think it's just important to keep in mind that obviously wanting human connection is super normal during this time, but just make sure that you're not dating to fill that need. Kind of like the same way we say that about people, everything going on now with coronavirus. Right. We want human connection more than we ever have before, which makes it an ideal time for dating, but at the same time, make sure that whoever you're dating and the person you're connecting with, you're not just using them to fill that time. Elisa, I think you said this the other day. You said, make sure you're connecting with other people to kind of fill that, oh my gosh, I need to talk to someone need, so that when you're dating, you can actually be in a dating space and not in a craving human connection space.
Right. Don't use a date to fill that need, because that's not really dating. That's just human connection. And I just want a friend. If you want a friend, go look for a friend, go talk to a friend. But if you want to connect with somebody for dating relationship purposes, then you should. You should be dating.
Yeah.
I see here it said Yitzchak Avinu lost his mother and he immediately married Rivka. And the Torah says that she comforted him. So it's in our history that we bring comfort to each other during these challenging times.
All right, I think we're right about time. Elisa, can you end us off on a high note?
Absolutely. So I have been hearing lots and lots of stories of people dating, and I've heard different versions. Like, we started dating before, we're continuing dating, we're kind of navigating it and figuring it out now. Even some people who started dating before and like they were close to engagement and they're still getting engaged now through this whole process. I even heard of a couple recently who was dating and they were like, we're just getting married. Like, it'll just be the two of us and, the witnesses and whatever.
Are you serious?
Sunday. They just got married Sunday.
Wait, when were they supposed to get married?
It was definitely was not like, this wasn't going to be the moment. It was definitely going to be further off, but it just came up like, okay, it's not going to end anytime soon. So let's just next steps. And for anybody who is new to the dating scene, I'll tell you why it's a great time to be dating. And you can see with JWed as an amazing example, new features are rolling out. So you're now going to be able to video date right there from your JWed platform. And so many people are online. Like, we didn't even announce that this was going to be a live today. And there's 20 people that are watching, and people are online and they're looking for people. I always tell them, you're looking for your soulmate. Your soulmate's also looking for you. Like, this is the time. And okay, so we have no idea when you're going to actually meet in person. But when you find that person and you connect, even though it might be virtual, when there's a connection, there's a connection. So put it in your head, like, this is like long distance dating where you're in two separate countries. I'm in America and you're in Israel, and nobody's getting, for 6 weeks we can't get on a plane for whatever reason. We're so busy with our jobs. If you were so busy with your job, you wouldn't be in person dating now either. Right. So just imagine it like it's long distance dating, and get out. If you want to, get out there. Don't get out there. Get on there. Get on the platform.
Get on there, right.
Get on there, because there's your options, like, I don't know, I mean, it's quadrupled. I think it more than quadrupled. Like, it's like so many more people are online. You should be seeing new faces. If you're not seeing new faces, we got to talk. Find me at Marriage Minded Mentor, and we got to talk, because there are so many new faces out there, and you should go meet them.
Awesome. Love it. Okay. All right. If you want to find Elisa, she is at Marriage Minded Mentor. JWed, like Elisa said, has a great platform of human beings for you to connect with. And I'm going to put in a little plug for Elisa's Daters Academy, which has some great programs like the Perfect Profile, Soulmate Summary, Online Overhaul, which basically walks you through checking yourself out online so that you know what other people are seeing when they Google you, and putting your profile together in a way that is appealing, that is attractive, so that you are standing out, especially now when everyone's online. You want to be able to stand out from the crowd. You want people to be attracted to you for who you are. And so that's a great thing to consider.
Yeah, Daters Academy is fantastic for anybody who wants to spruce up their online dating and get things moving and make something happen. Like now, it gives you all the tools that you need, and it's perfect for JWed's platform to just give you like this new makeover, a new, spruced up, fresh look.
And you might have like a couple extra minutes on your hand to work on this right
now. Yeah, it's perfect.
All righty.
Okay, great. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Have a good night.
All the best.